What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. And welcome back to another daily news video about us offering Jonathan David a 50 million euro signing bonus because he's a free agent. That's not the weird part. The weird part is that we are offering him 9 million euros a season. So basically what Vlahovic is earning without, Vlahovic's signing bonuses that is in his wages, that puts it up to 12. Because we want Jonathan David, because Jonathan David is demanding those type of wages. However, is that true? Talk about it, because actually, funny enough, it's a Belgian source talking about it as well. But it comes into play because this summer, the attack, and especially the number 9 position, is going to change massively. And that is something very important for this club and needs to be done carefully, and also you need to think about it being Juntuli, if Juntuli is going to be here. That being said, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about the striker options, because it's actually getting weirder than just Jonathan David, funnily enough. Okay, so the news is Jonathan David. He's a free agent, and actually we know from about, I'm going to say, a good year, maybe more than a year, that his demands for his free agency, for his next contract, are insane. Now, the source is saying, first off, it's not a very accurate source when it comes to Juve news. That's what I'm going to say. That's all. Track record with Juve news is not good. That's that. However, we know the wages are insane. So if he's demanding that, it doesn't sound crazy because we knew the stories, but it's still crazy. 9 million euros a season. No club is going to pay Jonathan David, even on a free agency basis, 9 million euro a season. No Premier League club, no other club is going to. That is insane. If anyone does that, they are extremely desperate. Extremely desperate. And that's not to knock Jonathan David because he's not a scrub or something, but he's not worth 9 million euros a season. If you bring him in, being a quote-unquote top club, it messes up your wage structure completely. Now, I can see a team, when I say nobody, I'm talking about the top teams, because he wants a top team. I can see a club like Aston Villa, maybe, and even that's a stretch, but Nottingham Forest out of the blue, because they also want Douglas Luiz, paying that up, coughing that money up for some reason, because why not? But a top club is not gonna mess up their wage structure because Jonathan David is a free agent, When he is a free agent, he's a hot commodity. He is. A lot of teams want him, but not for that type of money. That's one. Two, when we talk about Jonathan David, is he the world-class number 9? Is he the number 9 everybody wants? No. Hell no. It's not even close. It's not even close. I do feel he's underrated in a sense of Marcus Thuram, who went to Inter, I thought was underrated. I did a show with Anthony months ago, and I said, you know what? I think Thuram can be the top scorer of your team, and everybody was like, what? He's underrated, but he's also not like a number 9 where he's going to score me 25 goals a season every year, basically, consistently. He's not that type of guy, but he's extremely underrated. He's an extremely good finisher as well, which I'd also think with Jonathan David. But he's not worth 9 million euros a season. The 50 million euro signing bonus, because he's a free agent, even that sounds crazy, but that's normal in football. That we've done worse with Ramsey. We've actually done worse with other players. So I don't think that's an issue. I think any club is very willingly open to pay that, because that's 50 million euros as if it were, a transfer fee, basically. So that's not the issue for a club. But the 9 million euros a season is insane. So we're not going to sign Jonathan David if he's asking for 9 million euros a season. It's absolutely not going to happen with this club. You cannot do that, and we're obviously not going to do that. However, the number 9 is a big topic, because Vlahovic, he's not going to be here. Even if Tudor is going to stay, I think in Juntuli's here, he's not going to do it, because the wages are insane and it's not matching up with what's out there, on the pitch. So it's not going to happen. And actually, he needs to leave, Dusan. He needs something new. We need something new. It's just not working. It's not going to work, So we need to assume he's out, because a contract talks are just completely gone, and you cannot go into a season with 1 year left on his contract or whatever. Like it's just not gonna happen. Milik, you rip up that paper because it's completely pointless with Milik. It's done. You need to move on. And Colomani, now that Motta's gone, it's not gonna stay. Like, he's not going to say now Motta's gone. Now, I don't know who the next coach is coming in, but the club is not going to invest 60 million euros on Colomani over 2 years with a loan, whatever, knowing that it was Motta's guy. He convinced Colomani to stay. So we also need to assume that Colomani is gone as well, which leaves us with absolutely no options up top. No options. So we need to go again with 1, 2 players. I don't know who those 2 players are going to be. Like, I have absolutely no clue. You would assume one of them the club will try to get is Jonathan David because he's a free agent. Obviously, not for the 9 million, but you still need that one number 9 who's gonna guarantee you goals. Now, we are not in a position to sign Gyökeres or Sesko. I'm not saying we need to sign him, but like, those are the names out there. They're gonna go to the Premier League, because they can pay it. Even though Gyökeres, his release clause is like 55 million euros. I've read somewhere, but we don't have the capacity to splash 70 plus mil like we did with Vlahovic 2-3 years back, whatever it was, 4 years back, I think. We're not in that situation, so we need to be smart. We need to be smart, and we need to think about the next number 9-ish or 2, whatever, because we need goals. We need goals from an out and out number 9. We're not getting them right now, but from the guys we have right now, nobody's gonna be here. So we need to go again. So it's gonna be extremely interesting. I know the Osimhen links are out there. I still think he's going to the Premier League. I know the Lookman news is out there, but he's not a number 9 as well. So that's kind of a weird one. But again, you don't know what's gonna happen in the summer. Is Tudor gonna be here? Are we going to redeem Conceição for 40 million in total, basically? You don't know what the options are going to be up top, So it's going to be very interesting. However, if Giuntoli is going to stay, which I think he is going to stay for the summer, otherwise he would have been sacked right now, and the new guy would have come in already and actually do a job, and plan for the future. So I think Giuntoli is going to be here. He's going to need to be 100% sure that if it's Tudor who's going to stay, it's option A and B, and you cannot miss. If it's the next coach, it's option A and B for the next coach. You cannot go from Calafiori to Toribo to ending up with Kalulu. With all due respect to Kalulu, who's exceeding my expectations. But what I'm saying is, in those positions, you need to hit on your number 1 target. And when you need 2, 100% your number 1 target needs to come in. You cannot go to option B and C when you need to fill in 1 position with 2 players, because that leaves you with some issues already, and we've seen it. So it's going to be interesting, but Jonathan David is one of those guys we're going to get linked with heavily, and I think we will give it a go. But he cannot be your main guy because he's not from what I've seen, he's not a main guy. He's a good player, which I like in the team. It gives you options, it gives you different outlooks as well, but he's not a main guy. So it's going to be interesting, and I have absolutely no clue which direction the club is going. Like, I went back and forward with it, but I've actually no clue. So you guys let me know in the comments, what will you do? The players we have and the players out there on the market. Maybe you have other names. Let me know. Also, let me know why you want this or that player, or why you want to keep this and that player as well. Let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow again. Ciao.